Hello, I'm Greg Sundstrom, City Manager for the great city of Grand Rapids. Welcome to my video blog. Today I'd like to update you on just a few things going on around City Hall, things that I think are pretty exciting. We are becoming increasingly progressive in this community and increasingly inclusive, so I'm excited to report on maybe the thing that's made me happiest recently, and that is my pending retirement. I think the word has gotten out that at the end of January I do intend to retire. I tried to give the City Commission 6 months notice so they had ample time to find a replacement. They are in the middle of a process, or maybe closer to the beginning of a process to find a replacement. It will be an extensive, comprehensive process that will involve citizens and leaders throughout the community to help weigh in on the next city manager. I know how difficult of a process that can be because I went through it myself. It was exhausting, and it was really more of whoever could survive might win. And so I'm sure that this process will yield a fine candidate for the city of Grand Rapids who can lead us to the next level as we move forward. So know that the City Commission's on top of it. I think they have a good process, and it will hopefully yield good results. As part of this, I hope that you received your copy of We Are GR in the mail, and that the cover story is kind of the last one I think I'll be writing, so I wanted to make sure that I tried to outline the good things that we've done, and I think the good things that are in front of us. So if you have a chance, please take a look. We Are GR always is the source to tell you everything that's going on new here in the city. Also, we are approaching the fall season, or maybe we're in the middle of it with some of the weather that we're having recently. But that means two things for us here. One, effective November 1st, which is probably prior to when the snow will start falling, but that's when the city begins to enforce odd, even parking. So if your street has signs posting for odd, even parking, please make sure you follow the rules of the sign beginning November 1st, because that's when the city will begin its enforcement efforts. If your street is not posted for odd, even parking, then you do not have to comply with any special parking regulation for the winter months. Additionally, at this time of the year, when the leaves begin to fall, it causes a whole lot of work for homeowners and for the city of Grand Rapids. So we are asking you, we're requesting your cooperation to try to help us get rid of all of these leaves and to put them to productive use as compost. So what we're asking is that you, if you wish, bag up the leaves that fall onto your property, set them out at the curb on your normal collection day, and we're going to come by and pick them up for you. And that you should know that those leaves will be composted and hopefully returned to productive use as soil and fertilizer. But additionally, you should know that the City of Grand Rapids focuses all of our efforts in public works at this time of the year into sweeping leaves up off from the city. There are some neighborhoods, and I am not exaggerating, where the leaves will end up being 3 feet deep in the street because there are so many mature trees in those neighborhoods. While others, we have problems with people raking their leaves into the street. So let's all work together is what we're asking. If you bag up the leaves on your property, if you wish, we'll take care of it. And the leaves in the street, we're going to take care of those as well. So thank you very much, and be careful when you're out there raking. That can be tough work. Next thing I'd like to let you know about are things that are really progressing here. The City Commission recently approved for the city to form a nonprofit corporation called Uptown Live, I believe it was. But it's a group that will serve the Uptown area, the 11 community organizations there, that is the SIDS, the BID, the neighborhood associations, and the business associations. There are 11 groups. And the notion is that a nonprofit could be created to provide support services for all of those nonprofit neighborhood groups. The model that we're using is one that is being used downtown with Downtown Grand Rapids Incorporated. They are a nonprofit that was formed to help support the Downtown Development Authority and the Downtown Improvement District. And it has proved to be very successful. And so this is kind of a pilot into our neighborhoods. Uptown is the only neighborhood that's established a business improvement district at this time. So it makes sense that this is the next logical step for them. But I think following this, should this model work, I think it could be applied in Southtown, on West Side, in the North Quarter. So there are other portions of the city where the city wants to help and try to create a mechanism so that we can focus more of the neighborhood's energy and monies into doing things in the neighborhood and let these nonprofits try to provide support at a lower cost. Additionally, the city has been hard at work looking at affordable housing. As you know, this past summer, the City Commission formed a citizens group to make recommendations for what the city could do to try to address the issue of affordable housing in our community. There were 12 recommendations that were produced. I have let the City Commission know that on November 14th, I intend to bring a package of recommendations to them, largely reflecting the 12 recommendations that came forward to address affordable housing. I believe that this package will be comprehensive. I think it will address many of the issues that have been brought up by the community as well as by the City Commission. And then the City Commission will have the opportunity to go through those recommendations one at a time. There are several ordinances that would need to be put into place, and so they'll have the opportunity to consider those and effectuate those if they wish. So I'm excited. I know this community, we've all been waiting quite some time for these recommendations to turn from words of recommendation into written words of ordinance amendment, but I believe by November 14th we will be ready, and I'm excited to bring that to the City Commission at that time. So just want to let you know that we're hard at work here in City Hall, particularly on the important issues that are really dominating our conversations, the issues of affordable housing, racial equity, and community and police relations. We are working with all of our energy to try to address these and know that the City of Grand Rapids is going to do its part to try to make this community better in those areas. So with that, let me say thank you for tuning in today, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.